Rated. What's up?
Hey,
It's nighttime. We're bringing it in, episode 18.
yeah,
Dang. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow.
yeah. I feel like we just did 17, but it's been a
Because
week. But it feels like we just recorded.
I don't even know what time is these days.
I thought today was Monday when I woke up. I really thought it was Monday. I was thinking like, oh, I got Jiu-Jitsu tonight. I got to do this tonight, and then I realized it was Sunday.
And you had to work.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Well,
like,
I got to
dang.
work tomorrow too,
Oh, okay.
but I
I would
thought
have
it
been
was a
like,
day ahead.
man, that would have threw off my entire day. Even when I would have like realized, the entire day would have just been like, I'm in Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really thought it was Monday until Jeff got up, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, this is your day to sleep in." It's like I'm getting ready for work. It's like, oh, it's Sunday.
Dang.
Confusion.
That means the weekend must have went by like fairly fast for you.
Yeah, yeah, I did. It's pretty
Hmm.
busy.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
Never a bad thing.
How was your weekend?
Uh, it wasn't, it felt, maybe the same. A little like fast. I didn't really want to get up this morning, like at all. I mean, I had a hard time getting up. It was like that type you woke up and then you were up for like 5 minutes and then you're
Hmm.
like, I'd go back to sleep. And then you were asleep again for like another 40. Then you get
Yeah.
back up. So it's just kind of doing that. And there's kind of a lazy day all day today. Um, but yeah, I guess the rest of the weekend, because obviously we'll get into the fights, but it just kind of
Hmm.
seemed like went by kind of quick. But I didn't get confused uh, on my days. It was just a long one today,
Yeah.
and I just don't like that it gets dark so early. That's so annoying.
Yeah. Me neither. Yeah, that still kind of throws me off. Like going to jujitsu when it's dark and then leaving when it's dark.
Yeah,
I'm just not ready for it yet. I miss the sun.
I need it. I was telling Michaela I'm on my singing right now because I just Emily and I watched the Whitney documentary on Netflix earlier today.
That's a good.
You know,
Uh,
here's what I'll say. It was good if you love Whitney and just to get some more information about like what Whitney was going through. We stand Whitney, one of the best voices of all time. And her story is so layered that a 2-hour documentary, the way that they did it, they needed to do a part two. They needed to do
yeah.
like a series instead of one. Like they just skipped over a whole bunch of stuff.
Hmm. Dang.
But it's still decent. Like I said, I like Whitney, so
Hmm. Yeah, I'll check it out since I have Netflix now.
oh yeah. Did you get it just because of the
Yeah,
Paul
no,
Tyson?
just for the fight, and then it stopped working. It's like, really? I
Oh,
just spent $7.
yo, they were out here bragging too, saying they had 60 million streamers, and I'm just like, yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
probably did, but how many of us actually had a chance to watch the full card? Nobody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the whole server probably went down, right? Like everybody's Netflix probably was down.
Everybody. Yeah, so that was a whirlwind. So Michaela and I are gonna break that down, and that's the inspiration for topic of the week and Zen talk in terms of the essence of that whole situation. But yeah, weekend wasn't bad. Well, obviously we'll talk about promotions. Like I put that there too,
Yeah.
because that went down this past weekend. But before we get to that, before Friday, was your week pretty good? Because right, we
Mm,
had our good old first guest Nikki on that
yeah.
Monday, and then we were moving throughout the rest of the week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my week's been busy too. I feel like I've just been working nonstop.
It does seem like you've been like just picking it up. Little
Mm-hmm.
project here, getting stuff ready on the coach front here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of different things, but that's good though. Like time feels like it's flying, and I feel like I haven't been like this since college. Like I haven't been this busy since college.
Do you feel like it's kind of locking you back into like a routine that you like to be in?
I think so. Yeah, I'm kind of on this grind that I like, but it's tiring me out though, so I need to chill a little bit, but That's all right.
I
I'll
know
figure it
Michaela
out.
got on here coming back from pizza. I was like, yo, take a second, settle in for a minute, you know? And yeah, I was like wound up. I get it. Like when it's like a whole
Mhm.
bunch of stuff that just seems like it's back to back. It's things that you want to do. But
Mhm.
there's just like stuff, like little stuff here and there. It's just busyness. And so you
Yeah.
just don't quite feel acclimated with everything. And so it takes a second to,
Mhm. Yeah, I did need to calm down. At the last, like, 2 hours of work today, my boss was like, "Hey, I need you to speed it up and try to give the best you can for the last 2 hours, like, everybody else is doing bad." So he said we needed to step it up just a little bit, so we did. So I think I was just stuck in that mindset of go, 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 go.
like, all right, fine. Put a
Yeah.
little pep in my step.
All
Hey,
right, Bill.
fucking Bill.
Hey, Bill's not as bad as the other one.
All right, yeah, that's fair. Big ass head. That's what I'm just gonna call her. Who shall not be named. Just a big old dome piece out here. Just air.
Mhm.
Just fucking
No,
doting
not
around.
really though. For real. Just there.
That's it. Look like a real life airhead. Not the good kind.
Mhm.
Tragic. Well, sorry you had to deal with that today.
That's
You
alright.
know, but hey, sometimes it's about, like I said, getting it moving. Sometimes you just got 30-40% for the day, and that's all I'm gonna put in. Is I give you the
Mhm.
best 30-40% I got, because that's what I got in the tank. I can't
Yeah.
overflow today.
Mhm. Yeah, I probably overdid it just a little bit, but before he said that, I was just kinda chilling, so, it's like, "Alright, that's fair." I'll pick it up for 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, okay, you got me. You're right.
Mhm. Yeah.
You did what you
Probably
had to do.
yeah. Probably won't do the same thing next week, though. Like, "Bill, don't ask this of me every weekend."
That part. Don't get comfortable with the same question, because you're not going to get the
Mhm.
same result.
Yeah. Nah. I know my place there.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Well, you made it through. And then after tomorrow, days off, right?
Mhm.
See
Yeah.
y'all
I know.
next time.
Monday evenings are always nice because 'cause I'm done. I got jujitsu, and then I just focus on what I wanna focus on.
Yeah. Sup, Roxy?
Yeah, she's scared. Something's been scaring her today. I don't know what it is, but she's
Like
panicky right
in
now.
like in your place? Is she
Yeah.
looking anywhere?
No. I don't know. I think a loud noise went off, and she's just
Oh,
been scared, like wide-eyed
dicks.
and breathing heavy and
Oh no, poor
like shaky.
Roxy. Dang. She needs like a little like doggy like anxiety coat.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I don't know if they make them that big, but
Extra large, probably.
probably a double X, honestly. Sorry,
Yeah, you're
Roxy.
right. I think she does wear a double XL.
You know what she reminds me of? Well, I guess she's not that, and that's more of a Saint Bernard, but kind of reminds me of
What is it?
because it just brings back memories. Like, do you know the dog that used to be on the big and tall men's clothing
No.
thing? Well, I used to, so I told you I used to shop all the time with my grandma. That was like our thing we did all the time because I was our little guide. And so we'd be shopping for my grandpa, and he was, big dude. So this is when they had the big and tall stores.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm talking, yo, no offense to anybody out there, but that is a lot of fabric. That it's amazing like how much fabric some of that stuff is, because it's like shack size, right? Because it's like
Mhm.
big and tall, so it's like you have these like 5XL shirts and you're just like, whoa, or like these jeans, but they had like a little dog, big old dog Saint Bernard as their
Yeah, that's kinda
like a
cute.
brand. So just that's just, I don't know, right? I don't know, random. It was associated because of Roxy, big dog.
Mhm.
You should go check out one of those stores. Just
Yeah, the big and tall. That might
yeah,
be my
I think they're called
store.
the. Hey, I think if there's like what the DXL is out. I think that's one. I don't know if they have any here in Lawrence, but they definitely have one in Topeka.
Mm-hmm. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I'd be out here. I'm telling you, I was out here. Imagine little me shopping, technically unsupervised, but supervised because my grandma, but I was the guide. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
and I just like got bored. I just hated shopping. So I just put her by a rack and I just walk off somewhere.
Damn. What would she do? Just be
well, she'd be
chilling?
well, she'd be feeling around the racks, and then when she felt something that like she liked, she'd like call my name like doodle, doodle. She'd like hold it up, and I'd be like, oh, and I'd like go over there, and she want me to describe it, but then like
Mm-hmm.
the longer we were there shopping, like the longer I just did, or the less my patience was. So then I would just stop detailing everything. She'd be like, "What color is this?" And I just like wouldn't say any of like the intricate shit. I'd just be like, "Green." What has gold on it too?
She probably wanted to know the details, right?
She
Like she
did.
wanted to know everything.
I know. I
She could
couldn't house
probably
a kid.
feel stuff on the front, and she was like, "Deja, what is this?"
It's black. This is me. So like yeah, so I'd just be at the stores, just you know, darting off, doing my little thing, and but within like voice, range. You know what I mean? Lane Bryant was a wild store too.
Yeah,
You ever
I
been to
don't
Lane Bryant?
know.
That's kind of like
I
the
don't think
big
I
and
have.
tall for women.
Mm. So that would be my store?
No, it
No?
wouldn't.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think in length. I think it's more for like thicker ladies.
Oh, I got you now.
Yeah, that was the first time like I knew bras went up like that kind of size. Like
Mm.
I was like, wow. I'm talking like popcorn bowl like size. Like
Hey.
it's crazy, but understandable. Like I get like I was just
Mhm.
like I didn't know these are the stores that these came out of, and I'd never seen that in real life. So 7-year-old Deja did not know what was happening, but again, I was out here.
Mhm. Out here helping grandma. Checking out big ass bras.
Yeah, like what else I'm gonna do? I need to keep myself entertained. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, I bet you're a funny kid. No, Deja.
A little deep, baby. And if we had to go get a card, if we were in the mall, I'd be at Hallmark. I'd read the
Nice.
Hallmark cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Is
liked
it?
the ones that made the sounds and shit.
Mhm. Yeah, that's cool. She likes other things that make a lot of noise too, right? Like
Yeah, all kinds
decorations
of
and
shit.
yeah.
Not
Makes
gonna sit
sense.
comfy. Not gonna sit comfy during the holidays. If you got to go to the bathroom, you're gonna be like, it's not gonna be a quiet, like peaceful kind of situation. Like, hey, whoa, what was that?
Like Santas and stuff. Singing
Everywhere,
Santas.
everywhere. It is everywhere.
Yeah, that's wild.
There's a mat that has music.
Oh,
You
really?
know, don't go in the fridge because there's something by the fridge that's gonna make music. So it's gonna hear you.
Dang. So your grandma's like kind of setting up traps so she knows where everybody's at.
Oh, for sure. Not you can't sneak nothing.
She's like, oh, Deja's sneaking in the fridge.
Oh
Heard
yeah.
that.
Or to just feel your energy.
Hmm. Dang. I bet she can pick up on that well.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
You
that's
think you're being
awesome.
slick, and she'd be like, like,
Uh,
"Oh, she caught me, got me."
yeah, that's hilarious.
hmm
Walking up, getting ready to box your grandma, and she just feels it.
Yo, felt it. I know. I did. I do pull up on my grandma though sometimes. I just be like, bow, bow, bow. She's like, get out of here. Or I have her just like, I flex on her and be like, feel my bicep. Putting that work in, grandma.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, gotta let her know.
What's your grandma's name?
Katie,
Katie. All
Miss
right.
Katie, Kathleen.
Nice.
Rebel.
She was rebel.
She was more of like the good one, but she was like the quiet, slick rebel. Kind of
Mm,
feel like she's kind of like a Heidi,
really?
you
That's
know?
kind of cool.
Yeah. Like you joke, like we joke, like Heidi, you probably be really good at like probably like keeping bodies in the back. But she's like smiling, and you're like, we're playing,
Mm-hmm.
but are you playing? Because you really would be really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I don't know.
None of us know.
None of us know. Same energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Grandma just being quiet but plotting.
Yeah, always. That's why she wanted to be a rose bush, not a tree.
A
Because she
rose
wants to
bush?
inflict, yeah, she wants to inflict
Oh
pain on somebody.
yeah. When yeah, after you die, being planted to be a rose bush. Yeah,
Yeah, not a tree.
so
Rose.
people get poked by the thorns.
Hell yeah. Get your
Yeah.
get back, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, go. So the week, talked about busy, been a long week, but
Mm-hmm.
that kind of expedited. We got some great feedback, sending our thanks again to Miss Nikki May out there, who was our
Yeah.
first guest. Um, Thoughts afterwards, like what were you sitting with after we interviewed the great Nikki? Thoughts on people's feedback. So we got some feedback on people really
Yeah.
like Nikki on
Oh,
here.
that's awesome. Yeah, she has some good wisdom, some good knowledge, and just tips like in jujitsu to talk about.
Yeah, Nikki's out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Loves competing.
Yeah. No, that was awesome when when I asked her if she ever got nervous or had anxiety, she's just like, no. Like, all
Not at
right,
all.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
not at all.
Don't know a lot of people like that.
No, honestly I should ask, like, you like not even a little nervous when you went against that gladiator? Like nothing. Yeah, it was fine. Whatever. Cause I tell you, we were all nervous.
Mm-hmm. I would be nervous. You know, if I was competing against somebody
Yeah.
like that, I'd be nervous.
It would be like one of those, like you would be like, is this the person I'm going against? Like, no, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be in a
Yeah.
sense of denial for a hot second.
Yeah. Or in the bullpen, like, I don't think she's in my bracket. I think I'm fine.
That part, so you start then like looking at them, being like, I don't think they're like my size, you know.
Mm-hmm. And then they call you both up. You're like,
Like, God
no.
damn. Damn it. Happens. That's happened a few different times where I've been like, all right. And then it's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, they're too big for me. Da, da, da. And then we go in there, I'm just like, damn, it was you.
Mm-hmm. I haven't had that yet, but I've been around some big girls thinking, I hope they're not my size. I don't think they are.
Because it's also like another kind of like mental preparation, because you're just like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm going to have to like wrangle in all this size.
Yeah.
It's a lot to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks, Nikki, again.
Yeah. Thanks, Nikki.
We'll be coming back around for round two at some point. Um, and now we're in the interview game now.
Mm-hmm.
Now don't get it twisted. Heidi was still going to be our number one in our hearts, not number one on the guest list. However, when she's ready, she's going to be getting on here. But who knows? I don't know. We might throw in another guest before Heidi gets on.
Yeah. When do you think Heidi will be ready? Do you think she still needs like 2 months in advance to be ready for her podcast?
I think that if we gave her at least 3 weeks, like
Mm-hmm.
not too long to like think too much about it, but then where she'd like, she wouldn't forget about it, but maybe overthink about it, but like
Mm-hmm.
enough time to have it planned out and it wasn't like brought up on her.
All right.
Yeah.
So maybe in 3 weeks.
I
Maybe.
don't think it's going to happen in 3 weeks.
All right. It'll be a while from now.
This is what I'm thinking. This is my prediction. The beginning of the new year.
Oh, that'd be a fun one.
Yeah.
We could start it off with Heidi. 2025 with Heidi.
2025. Yep. Just saying though, this is we have opened the doors now for a guest list. So those of you listeners out there again might be getting a call.
I asked Lauren if she would want to be one of the like our guests, and she said no. She didn't. She doesn't want to hear herself talk. Like, come on,
Hey,
Lauren.
hey, no, I absolutely get it. And
Mm-hmm.
despite what Nikki says and is true now, of like, I like to hear my own voice, there was a point in time where I didn't.
Well, when did that switch happen for you, or what age were you?
Mm. Honestly, it wasn't even until like my later younger adult years. Like I would
Mm-hmm.
say probably not. Honestly, it was probably during my doc program and the
Mm.
time I was in Minnesota because I had to do a lot of presentations and then some of those were like recorded presentations.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, but I like before that I did not like how I didn't like listening to myself cuz I didn't like the
Mm-hmm.
way I sounded. And then after a while I was like, you're great.
Damn. Just a switch like that. I don't like how I sound, and then the next day, like, oh, I'm great. All
That's
right.
pretty much what it was.
That's cool.
Yeah, so Lauren, you just don't overthink it.
Yeah. No, we're gonna have Lauren on. Just matter of time.
It's coming. If you want to do a little cameo, you know? Yeah. So there's people circulating around. Again, appreciate you all listening to us every week. And I mean, damn, we're literally two away from episode 20. This is crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I was thinking about how many hours we have of us just talking.
I
Quite a
thought about
bit.
that the other day too. Yeah.
18 times 2.
Don't hit me with
Close
numbers.
to that. 30
Well,
something.
okay, that'd be 36 hours then.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of wild.
That's almost a full-time job
Mm-hmm.
week. A full-time job shift right there
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
with benefits. Yeah. So, um we have a lot of stuff to get into. So, with that said, Michaela and I will be talking about, well, I know you weren't there, but let everybody know what went down at the promotions this week. People elevating, evolving in their jiu-jitsu game. Always nice to see. Talk about just our content. Big weekend this week. We had the Tyson or Tyson, yeah, the Tyson. I said
Mm-hmm.
Fury, but Tyson
Yeah.
Jake Paul recap. Definitely we'll talk about probably the best fight that was actually on that card and performance wise was the Amanda Serrano
Mm-hmm.
Katie Taylor fight and recap UFC 308 with John Jones defending his heavyweight title. Briefly mention IBJJF's The Crown event that is happening now this Sunday. And didn't know about it, but this is the second year that they've been doing that. The Abu Dhabi World Championships has also been going on. The return of Marcelo Garcia coming out of retirement, other boxing, MMA, grappling news that we have. And then we'll be getting into our topic of the week, which will be Don't Lie to Your Eyes, and Zen Talk, which will be fake protection in the perception. And we will explain that when we get there.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
I I've been on my tinfoil this week. People probably think Deja spiraling, and you would be correct. We're in a controlled spiral. You know, we started to pull back just a little bit, but I'm keeping my eyes open.
Yeah. You're aware, so you're fine. I don't think you're gonna spiral out of control. I think you're
I
good.
don't. We are in alignment, and this was my word of the year, which I still need to think about. Jill's on me. Jill tells me every year, got to get a word or a phrase for the
Mm.
following year. My word this year was alignment.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. I think I'm marinating on one for next year. It's not going to be a word. I think it's going to be more so a phrase, but
Mm-hmm.
TBD.
All right. Yeah, I'll have to think of something too.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, with that said, promotions this
Yeah.
past weekend.
How was that?
It was pretty great. We had a lot of people there. Like, I mean, you always get a nice turnout on promotions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it was just a lot of people that came out. Some people I didn't like, just morning people who I don't really know, but they were there. So it's always nice to have those because the people you don't traditionally train with, or
Yeah.
you just they've been training for a while and you just haven't ran into each other, and just
Mm-hmm.
seeing the kind of work that they're putting in, or just seeing them on the mats, that's pretty cool. So, um, Beth had mentioned, and I, yeah, I was like, I looked around, and like, yeah, we are, we're starting to get very top belt heavy, like colored belt
Yeah.
heavy, which is super cool and crazy to see. I'm not going to remember everybody off the top of my head that got promoted, but congratulations to everybody. So uh, we had Sam getting promoted. He got his brown. We had Beth get her brown. We had Josh getting his purple. We had uh
No,
J-
Travis
Travis, yeah, he got his
Blue.
blue. Jaron got his blue.
Mm-hmm.
I I think that was it belt wise.
I think there might be one more blue belt.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but that's the bulk of it. Oh, Brooke.
Brooke, yeah. And Matt
Brooke
Matt Thomas got purple
and
too.
Matt Thomas got purple. Yep. Got some pretty funny pics of Matt Thomas. He was purple like the whole time.
Yeah. How long did he have to go for?
45.
45? Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we had a number of people get their stripes. That was cool. Got my second stripe.
Yeah,
That was
congrats.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that was surprising. I was like, oh
Mhm.
shit. Okay. Like, oh, and then I was like, no, take it back in my internally, because that freaked me out. Halfway to
Mhm.
black. That
Oh,
is
that's crazy,
great.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was like, shit's getting real. Well, it's been real, but damn.
Mhm. Oh, that's wild. Thinking of you as a black belt. Shit.
It's on and popping at that point. It's going to be a long road in the competition ring at black
Mm.
belt,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
because it's going to be like people being black belt longer than I've been training.
Yeah. Never know.
You never know, but it'll be fun. New challenges. I feel like that's
Mhm.
kind of like the fun of it, right?
Yeah.
Because literally, when Matt's in the same division as what Gracie was it? Forgot what Gracie. It may have been Roger Gracie. You know, like
Mhm.
Like these people have been black belts for like 20 years, and you've been training for that amount of time.
Yeah. Oh, that's so wild.
Could I'm at if Louisa ever, if she continues to compete and whatnot, we may be
Mhm.
running into each other at some point.
Oh, that'd be
We're
fun.
the same age, yeah.
Yeah, she's a beast.
I know. I'll be like, damn. Like
Mhm.
Louisa in her 40s, and I'm not accusing her of anything. I'm just saying, like we've talked about before, like maybe she wants to get teed up or something. That'd be like kind of wild.
Mhm.
I'm like, man, you're already intimidating.
Yeah, and she's already so strong.
I
Like, she's just
know.
so fit and strong already.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't wanna go against the Louisa.
No, at all. I wonder, was Jazari in your weight class? I know she's not, like she looks way younger than she is, but I
Mhm.
don't remember what weight class she competed at.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably close, I'd
Because she seemed
assume.
about your size.
Mhm. Probably maybe a little smaller.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. Probably 140-ish.
Hmm. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. The blue belts had to stay in 30 minutes, purple belts for 45, and brown belts stayed in for an hour. And, it's always in fun. Everybody has a good time. And then there's always there's always some people that are just kind of like lurking because they've been waiting to get their moment in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, now is my time to tap out this such, tap out such and such,
Mm-hmm.
or you take notes. You remember, okay, bet I remember when you were this way during my promotion. I've been waiting to get you on the get back.
Yeah. How
So
how was Josh feeling during his?
he did great. He made it, and yeah, definitely we were laughing afterwards because he was like, I thought I was way nicer to people. I was like, bro, like you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
You already knew it was coming. So it was just hilarious. Like Jester was just like licking his chops. It was like you would have thought that like Josh was just like a box of just honey buns, zebra cakes, and all the best little Debbie's wrapped in one. The way Chris was just like,
Dang. All right.
yeah. At one point, it was so funny because it was almost like a full circle around Josh, and everybody like it was a line, but everybody was just like kind of watching, just
Oh, that's funny.
yeah. But like I said, it was all in good fun. It was a good time. Carl he broke his toe like 2 days ago, but then
Mm-hmm.
or earlier this week, and then he
Mm-hmm.
he got it back in place, and then he ended up fucking it up again yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, when he got it caught in the mat when he was rolling with
Oh.
Josh, and it was super nasty. It was like a little like
Oh.
he was moving around.
Ew, that's gross. Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
I think Matt said he broke his toe or hurt his toe in the mat too, like a month ago.
Ugh,
That's not good. People digging their toes in between mats. Yeah.
not good at all. I would say like who else kind of got? I feel like Brooke kind of got it a little bit because every time I looked over, people were just trying to murder him. Sam, just because people love Sam. So it's just that's the funny thing. It's like
Mm-hmm.
even if you're like nice, I kind of think you're still gonna get it because people. It's like a I love you so much I want to like put you in pain.
Yeah. What does
But
Mary call that? Like cute aggression?
cute aggression. Yeah, Emily calls it that too. Yeah, it is. It was like cute, cute aggression. Um, oh, um, yeah. So Chase was there too, doing Daddy's Dairy out here. Uh, Matt too. Heidi was in it.
Nice.
Yeah, Beth did really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a solid turnout. Then we had pizza and Dunkin' Donuts afterwards. Appreciate
Ooh.
you, Jill. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dang, I wish I could have gone. Not
Hey, you were there in
work.
spirit. There in spirit. Next time.
Yeah. Yeah, the next one for sure.
hmm So congratulations to everybody. Um, just keep putting that work in. Keep showing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I I wonder how many upper belts we do have in our gym. Probably quite a bit now.
Yeah. It's crazy because at this point we outnumber white belts, which at one point, like I'm not saying that like just wasn't common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is wild. Like I don't know how
hmm
many brown belts we have now.
Mm, maybe like 6, 7 of us.
Dang. Yeah, that's
Like
wild.
Nikki, me, Beth, Ron, Mark, uh, Sam. That's at least 7. I know I'm
Mm-hmm.
missing another one. Shout out to Julian. Still upset with you, but
Yeah,
whatever.
Julia.
Shout out. Oh, Andrew. Ciao.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm He
Yeah,
came
that's
in too
awesome.
happy yesterday. Yep. Oh, Ron told me to say that he didn't have the bubble guts from those cookies and milk.
Oh, that's funny. That's good.
Yep. He was tearing them up though. He
Mm-hmm.
said.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was hilarious. That night, it was just so funny. We went to the store. We were there for probably 30 minutes, and they came out with cookies, milk, ice cream, and energy drinks.
All the essentials because we can't pass out. after being like sugared up. You got to stay up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. All right. Well, anything else before we transition into this content?
Yeah, we can get to the content.
Okay. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. What what are your thoughts? Hit me with it. What was your experience?
All right. Well, my Netflix went out, so I only
Everyone's.
everyone's, but I didn't realize we weren't watching the live card, so I missed the first I missed most of the Mike Tyson fight. I only got the last round, and he looked bad. He looked so bad in the last round, but I heard he did better in the first three, so I need to go back and watch that and see how was actually moving. Because in the last round, he was rough. He was barely, you know, his knees were barely moving.
Yeah. It
It was sad, and Jake was just like pulling his punches, just letting Tyson move. He could have knocked him out.
he said he could have.
Mhm.
Said he went easy on him at the end. Like
Yeah.
it that was an exhibition fight. That shouldn't have been a sanctioned fight.
No. No, I'm tired of watching these fake fights from Jake Paul. Like I think that I'm not going to watch any more Jake Paul after that. Like
Yeah.
I don't care if he gets knocked out or if he knocks anybody out. I want to watch something real. I don't want to watch a fake fight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And the unfortunate part of it is he hey, I will give respect in his money making ability and marketing and all of that. And unfortunately, well, fortunately for him and the people around him, they've been able to majorly profit off of stuff like this.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, as like we kind of see it, right? That it waters down, it diminishes. Honestly, I just kind of feel like even it's like a slap in the face, and it always comes back to cash. Cream is what Wu Tang, says. Cash rules everything around me because people are so willing, even those people who, because I think that there's like everybody in a sense, it's not just a fighter thing, or like you have like basketball players, cyclists, like whoever, there's a sense of pride in your sport, whatever activity you're engaged in, because you understand the amount of work that you're putting in.
Mhm.
That's not saying that he's not putting in work. Clearly, the man has been training, he takes it seriously, and it just kind of like profiting. However, profiting and watering down this sport and those boxers, even if he's putting real boxers and on his card. Like I said, we'll talk about the Amanda Serrano fight, which was a really great fight,
Yeah.
and they need that kind of exposure. And like I said, great promoter.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's uh kind of in a way exploiting boxing, but then these fighters are allowing him to do that because, again, I'm not gonna shade on Tyson. Kudos to him. The man made $20 million plus.
Mhm.
Oh, and he doesn't care about his legacy. Oh, that's not for that. If we care more than him, right? Like that's his legacy. Whatever he wants to do with that and make your money. And sport wise, this is why you have these eyes that look at this. And so now you have buy-in, right? People want to see Jake Paul get knocked out because it's so annoying. Or
Mhm.
you're on the other side of actually believing he's a legitimate fighter. He's smart at marketing. He's going to work his way up to Canelo. The, him fighting Canelo, I legitimately think would be a murder
Mhm. Yeah,
because
same.
you're playing around, and so then like somebody like him, when you're making playing around look real, then
Mhm.
you got people looking up to him thinking that the shit is fake or that's what it is, and it's like that's not what it is.
Mhm. Yeah, like I would watch a card. If he was just a promoter, just put cards together and promoted them, that'd be cool. But the fact that he's trying to step in there and do it himself, and I don't know, it's not real.
It's not. I would have way more respect for it if he was put yourself on the prelims, put
Oh
yourself
yeah.
at the first fight of the main event, and then fight actual amateur boxers,
Mhm.
uplift him, because the one time he actually fought a boxer, he lost.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, that would be better. Like,
Well, not
work
only
your
a
way
boxer, a
up.
boxer his age.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be fighting somebody twice your age. I was thinking about that. I think my dad's about twice my age. That'd be like me fighting my dad. You know, like him fighting Mike Tyson. That's not fair.
At
And
all.
that's
At
not
all.
cool. Why would you ever want to fight a 60-year-old? Like, come on.
Like, that doesn't make you, again, well, this goes into our perception of things too, right? Of like, almost 6 year old, no, there's all types of different people, right? And I fully believe if Tyson fought another 58-year-old who was untrained, he'd probably kill
No, probably.
him. You know, if Tyson fought a 27, 28-year-old untrained but athletic, he would probably win.
Mhm. Did you see him biting his gloves?
I did not see that. I mean, what do you,
Yeah.
was he trying to get him off? Like, what was going?
No, during the fight, Mike Tyson was biting his gloves. And they asked him about that, and I don't think he gave an answer, or he said he didn't want to answer. That's so funny. Like, I don't know what that was. I don't know if he was holding something back.
Oh my gosh. Mine, yeah, like you said, like Netflix was, it was buffering. There's all kinds. There was a lot that I had missed and like had to go back and
Mm-hmm.
try to find like what is going on. I missed that.
Yeah, I'll have
Um,
to send it to you.
yeah, this was just that fight. If because he, the other fights, other than I think the first fight that was on that main event wasn't very good, and I don't know if they were amateurs or like maybe they're actual boxers. I think that's a slot that you could have put Jake, and I get it. It's Mike
Mm-hmm.
Tyson. You could put that fight and then have Amanda Serrano be the main event.
Oh, that would have been cool.
The actual boxing competition. I'm not saying Jake Paul's not a boxer. He's doing what he's doing. He's training, put the work in. Clearly he's a boxer. He's not in fair competition when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to being a legitimate competitive boxer. It's a clown show.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's
Yeah.
just, and the fact that people really thought that Mike Tyson had a chance. That's what the perception of it. They're like, yeah, but like
Mm-hmm.
the name Mike Tyson somehow just completely was like, yeah, this is not, again, an almost 60-year-old person.
Yeah. And most of his fights were in his 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
So he's been out of the game for so long. And he was in his, like, you're in your prime in your 20s and early 30s. Like, that's just crazy. So much time's passed. And I don't know, he was down to do it. So,
Oh,
I don't know. Good for Tyson.
great. He got his money. And okay, and also they were supposed to fight in July,
Mm,
and
yeah.
he withdrew in June for a medical condition, and he came out after the fight this weekend, and he's like, I felt so alive, like it was a win for me just to get in the ring because I almost died in June. Why are we sanctioning this fight if this man literally
Yeah.
all had a medical issue and he almost died? You telling me he was well enough to get, that's why, yeah, because Jake could have literally killed this man had he not been pulling his punches.
Well, it's so crazy that Mike Tyson was still willing to step in the ring and fight after almost dying and being almost 60 years old and stepping in the ring with a big 27-year-old. He's wild. Mike Tyson's something else.
Yeah, been through a lot of drugs.
Eh,
Yeah, at this point I don't know if the facade or the show is over, because people are going to continue to buy in. I don't know, maybe if this was the last, not last time, but kind of towards the end of what Jake Paul can cash in on. As I said,
mhm.
he's still chasing the Canelo fight, and what I'm saying is, I Canelo is he might be somewhat on the not tail end, but a little further past his prime.
Mhm.
Canelo, like I fully believe if they had, if Canelo was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's go ahead and fight. I really believe that he would for real hurt Jake.
Yeah. That'd be cool to see him get knocked out because that's what everybody wants.
Oh well, I'm saying like I'm not talking about just like knocked out. I think that he would like he's either going to have long term damage
Mm.
or something worse.
Yeah.
Because just because you if you can't protect yourself from stuff like that,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't. Even if you have a little training,
I do want to see him though. See him fight a real boxer and see just where he's at, where his talent really is.
we knew where he was a couple years ago. Like I said, when he fought Tyson Fury, not Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury's younger brother, Tommy.
Hmm.
Same age. I think they had the same record. First time Jake fought a boxer, and he lost.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went back to fighting MMA fighters who it's a different thing. It's
Yeah.
not the same striking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully that was his last one, but we'll see.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But Tyson looked exactly what we thought he was going to look like for those of us that like knew like just know. Like when this fight was announced, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't even know why this fight's announced. And people were like, oh, look at the training videos. Like he looks did you just saw 30 seconds? So what was the rest of the 30 seconds looking like?
Yeah, and they always showed his waist up. They never showed Tyson's knees or his legs or his move his footwork. I don't think I've seen Tyson stepping. Everything I saw was just him hitting the heavy bag.
Yeah.
So they were I don't know, they were portraying him a certain way, trying to get the hype.
100%. Y'all knew. Stop telling us we're not seeing what the hell we're seeing. Stop. Just stop doing that. You literally looking at this person and being like, yeah, he's gonna knock Jake Paul out. And dead serious.
Yeah. I
I'm not
mean,
saying that there was a zero possibility. There's definitely a chance. Like I said, Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson to an untrained, almost 60-year-old person.
yeah, I was hoping for the knockout, honestly.
I was hoping the super moon that we had on Friday was going to give us some wild. I was like, when I even said the I saw the moon on Friday, I was like, Tyson's going to knock him out. It's going to be some weird shit. Like
Yeah.
it didn't happen. I really just didn't want to see him get knocked out.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole fight because was Jake actually trying to hit him? Was he trying to knock him out? Or is he
No,
just
because
punching
he
at him the
knew
whole time?
he just punched
Mm.
like. Because I mean, I think, like I said, he didn't want to risk seriously injuring, even though this man signed a
Mhm.
waiver.
Yeah. Fake.
Uh, it's
Not
just
a real
trash.
fight.
It is. It
Yeah.
just hurts my soul. I'm like, can we just keep the WWE stuff in WWE?
Mhm.
Because that's how you get the next generation of like fighters and stuff. Like they, again, like they perceive this is real because it's like I feel like Jake Paul's like the AI of boxing right now. Like he is training, he is legit. Like he like right. Like I'm not saying that he's not a bad boxer, but I can look good against a 6-year old with no experience or anything.
Mhm.
And how do you not feel bad?
Yeah.
Like as soon
Yeah.
as you throw something that look like remotely like what looks like it would
Mhm.
could like with some bad intentions, I'd feel super guilty.
Oh yeah. Yeah, even when like if I accidentally hit my friend harder than I meant to in sparring, I feel horrible. Just light sparring. I'm like, "Oh shit, sorry." Now a 60-year-old like my grandma
Hmm.
can't do that.
Nothing's real.
Mm-mm. We're in the Matrix.
We are make your own reality because damn. So that was that. Did you get with even with the Netflix glitching and all of that? Did you get to catch with? I know, well, because you were behind, but did you get to catch the
Mhm.
Amanda Serrano Katie
Yeah,
Taylor
yeah.
fight?
I watched that yesterday or the
What
day after. I watched it. It was a
What
good
was your
fight.
thoughts on that? Yeah, that was a
Um,
nasty cut.
Taylor headbutting or leading in with her
Uh,
head.
yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. 'Cause
Well,
she kept doing it.
she did, but Amanda and her coach. She obviously they had something to say, like they were,
Mhm.
I was headbutted all fight at the post fight interview, but then came out yesterday, or it was either yesterday or today, where she came out with a statement apologizing and congratulating Katie Taylor on her fight because she was like, I wasn't trying to take away or accuse you
Mhm.
basically of headbutting. So maybe that's just like her style of fighting, but maybe that style of fighting is more prone to headbutting.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched some of her highlights after watching that fight, and she's like hit many girls in the side of the head and like messes them up doing that.
Yeah.
Like
It's
yeah, it might be her style, but is that legal to do that in boxing? Because I haven't seen that before.
I don't know. Okay, I was gonna ask you, is like, is that a form of like, I guess, a striking style of like, not like leading with your head like this, but like dirty boxing, you know, how you're kind
Hmm.
of like you're more prone to kind of headbutting because you are doing more inside boxing. I don't know how
Yeah.
tall she was in comparison or short she was in comparison to Amanda Serrano, or how short she is in general in her
Hmm.
division for
I
that to
think
be her style.
I think she was taller than Toronto. I think
Mm.
she was a little. She had more reach, so I assume she was a little bit taller. But yeah, I don't know. It was a good fight though. It was fun watching. It was really gross watching her eyebrow get
It was just like
just flapping.
flapping.
Yeah.
And then when they were like putting everything in it, I was like, oh,
Yeah, just smothering Vaseline deep in there.
it's all, yeah, they just get,
Yeah.
they just, yeah, that shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it was a good fight. And I don't know, I guess, is that then, because I can't remember, was the cut, did that happen after one headbutt or was it after several and it just opened up obviously as she was getting hit? Because at that point, shouldn't the ref be stepping
Mhm.
in to warn, take a point off if that is a thing?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I don't know, that's what I was wondering, like why she didn't get any points deducted if that was illegal to do that because she kept doing it. She and in her other fights that I watched too, she would do the same thing on the same side, like lean in real close, and she
Mm,
was hitting people just like on the side of their forehead.
yeah. Refs got to step in. You got to give a warning. Got to
Mhm.
say, or even that should be a conversation that they have pre-fight. Because I know refs go and talk to the fighters before
Mhm.
they go out. Just talk about expectations. This is what I'm looking for. X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know boxing rules, but I'll have to look into that. See if you can lead with your head or if headbutting's illegal.
It's definitely not, but I think the technique is the same thing, right? If when people they throw a hook, but they throw an elbow behind it in a slick way,
Mhm. Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
It's
Just
dirty,
dirty boxing. Yeah.
yeah, but they rep for the ladies. Was excited to see that they did just bleed for the audience. So,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I think, and that was their second time fighting because the
Yeah.
first time they fought, I think Katie won a, again off of maybe a controversial decision.
Mhm. Yeah, I think she cut her the first fight too. And I think they said that Serrano's only been cut in fights against Katie. Like she's the only one who's made her bleed in her 50 some fights, which is kind of crazy. But that's just how she is. She was pretty aggressive too watching Katie fight. She was pretty just the way she was throwing punches, she was pretty aggressive.
Yeah, damn.
I don't know, like, it's cool, but
Cool
I
it
was
off a little.
yeah, I was also surprised she wasn't getting tore up with her head. Like, how can you hit somebody with your head and then your head's fine?
I guess if you're the initiator,
I don't know.
maybe she's got a hard ass head, thick skin.
Mhm. Maybe. Maybe she's got calluses built up.
That's actually a solid theory.
Eyebrow calluses.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, if you have like, I don't think you get like, it's like Nick Diaz, right? You blow on that dude's eyebrows and he just bleeds. Like there's so much
Mm,
scar tissue.
mhm. Yeah. She's probably just got a strong head.
Maybe, but I would predict we see number 3 with them in the future.
Yeah. I'd be down to watch that.
Yeah, that
I
was a
need
fun.
Do you watch boxing?
I don't watch it a lot. The only time I watch it is if there's a big name and there hasn't really I'd say outside of this year and maybe a little bit last year, boxing was kind of on the downward spiral because
Mhm.
you had rumors and confirmations of corruption, fixing fights, the judging really turning people off, boxers, high profile boxers not fighting other high profile boxers. It's not like because the promotions wouldn't like put them together.
Yeah.
Um, so no, I didn't really watch a lot, but like my dad really likes to watch boxing, and so like he'll say
Mhm.
stuff every here and now. And then, like I said, if there's a bigger name, catching some of the fight, but again, like not watching the whole card. But it is, I do enjoy watching it when I do watch it
Yeah.
because it's just different. It like the striking, like they're so much faster. The
Mhm.
combinations are fun to watch.
Yeah, their footwork's crazy.
Yeah. Do you watch
Yeah.
any boxing?
No. No, I do like watching it, but I don't catch any cards. I should though. I might try to watch it. I need to figure out when it's on. It's usually on when the UFC's on, right?
Yeah. And then it's also like I said, it's just like who's fighting, like who's the
Mhm.
big fight. I mean, they've had some notable. I think maybe Tyson Fury's going to be fighting at the beginning of the year soon. That'll be a good one, heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
And I mean, Francis Ngannou got knocked out by Anthony Joshua, but Anthony Joshua got knocked out. I forgot who he just got knocked out by, but that was like a month and a half ago, I think. So there's big
Mhm.
boxing fights happening. You just got to keep your ears open.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to start paying attention.
It's hard when there's not a lot of notable ones, and I don't feel like they promote it as well as they could.
Mhm. Yeah, they should promote that. They're making a lot of money. Their cards. They should be promoting it so everybody knows.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Well, next event this from this weekend.
Yeah, John Jones.
John Jones. Did you catch that fight? And if you did you stay up?
I fell asleep right before his fight. Like I was watching them walk
Dang.
out. Yeah, so I fell asleep, but I watched like his last 2 minutes of his fight. So I
Okay,
saw
so you caught
the
the end.
yeah, but yeah, I fell asleep.
Dang, you
I was
tried to,
kind of
and
disappointed.
well, but that one was a little. It went a little later than the other ones because
Hmm.
after everything was done, I looked at my phone. It was after 12:30.
Yeah, yeah, it was the late
So,
one.
um, so yeah, John Jones wins via TKO. Um, he didn't retire. He said he wasn't going to retire, and we always just have to keep our eyes open, our ears open for UFC news because they'll say something one day, next day be completely different. He's not
Hmm.
trying to fight the heavyweight interim champ Tom Aspinall, as I've mentioned before. I don't want to see that fight either. I don't think Tom's earned that fight. And Dana this week had said if Jones decides to stay, then he will have to fight the number one contender of the heavyweight division, which would be Tom Aspinall. He's not going to entertain the Alex Pereira fight. But I'm like, would you though?
Yeah, I'd watch that. Yeah.
I would watch that one over Tom Aspinall.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool to watch him fight Piero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, did you catch the whole card?
I watched I watched some fights. I can't remember which ones I watched.
I was trying to think. Let me pull it up of like who UFC.
Oh, the Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. That was cool. That was a good fight.
That was good. Charles, my guy.
Mhm.
Um,
And then
all
Bo
right, set there. That was
Nickel.
309. That was. We could talk about that snooze fest. And then this post fight interview, I'm like, you ain't gotta lie to kick it, bro. Like, just be honest. You
Yeah,
talk about you fired up after that fight. What got you fired up? Cause man, the fired up, don't want to leave you in charge of putting the marshmallows on the fire. Shit, leave them in the bag. You didn't even roast nothing. Like what the hell? Yeah, okay, so that Vivian Araujo fight, Karine Silva, that wasn't a bad fight. I thought that was, a decent back and forth. And then the catchweight fight, Mauricio Rufy, that was a really good fight. I don't know if it was I mean, that guy he went against, Lion Top, that guy's tough. And Rufy was
Mhm.
just putting it was entertaining because it was kind of violent. So,
Yeah, I
I,
missed that one.
yeah, that was good. And I didn't catch any of the prelim fights, but like Jim Miller won, and there was not any women on the prelims or early prelims. There was just the one on the main card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you catch the Bo Nickel Paul Craig fight?
I watched part of it and then I took my dog out for a walk.
You
So
should have taken your dog out for a walk during that fight. Holy hell!
Mhm.
It was one of those. It's like you get it, and you get it, and I say it because I'm not in there, so like preface before I have any kind of an asterisk on my opinion. I'm not in the octagon. I'm not doing what they're doing. I'm not a professional. I've been fighting out here. I'm purely looking at this as a fan that knows some shit about what I'm looking at. Okay, so Bo, as we know, is a high profile wrestler. He's still green in the game, so you don't want to push him too early, or you would completely dismantle this young and rising potential star, as you've done with many other UFC fighters. So you want to, slowly build him up to the rank. So if he's got to get his striking in line. He can't just be going out there with the possibility of getting highlight knocked out on himself, or not being on the
Mhm.
receiving end of a highlight knockout, because that can completely derail that. So they've pushed him fairly well, and this was probably going to be, I think, like his biggest test thus far in Paul Craig. And what I know of Paul Craig is I've seen him fight in the light heavyweight division, and that he has a win over former champ Jamal Hill, who was also light heavyweight champ. And now Paul Craig has moved down to middleweight. And this guy has a dangerous submission game. So Bo's known for wrestling. Totally get why you would not want to go down to somebody's strong suit. I don't want to come to your
Mhm.
jujitsu game, so I don't want to be on. I don't want to wrestle you,
Yeah.
even though being super confident. And mind you, Bo Nickel has gone against Gordon Ryan in a grappling event. I'm not saying you risk it for the biscuit, and it's not. It is about the W's, and it's also about how you win. You're not bringing in any new fans with
Mhm.
just completely like not taking any kind of risk. Like he didn't shoot, I don't think, one time.
Really? I didn't know that. I only watched parts of that fight. Like I didn't catch a whole lot.
You didn't miss
That's wrong.
anything. He didn't, I
Yeah.
don't think he shot one time. And his striking is getting better. And obviously he's still green on that. But his last fight, or maybe it was his fight before last, he knocked out a guy with a haymaker. So maybe he was trying to right keep it standing, see if I can hurt
Yeah.
Paul Craig, and it just seemed like there wasn't on my eyes. To him, definitely was probably improvement. You're fighting a completely different fighter, but my eyes did not see any kind of improvement from the last fight. Playing it too safe. I don't. He was throwing the same strike setup, so now we don't even have different combinations. So you're predictable. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then so it's super boring. But he won, I think 30-27, and everybody's booing. Everybody's booing in that stadium, like, yeah, no, this ain't it. Da, da, da.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude, all I'm saying is, I get you put in a lot of work, you busted your ass. These people are booing me. F y'all, like y'all aren't in here. Look, I 100% that's valid and I get it. And I'm gonna need you to just be truthful about the fact that that was a boring ass fight. Like I said, you really gonna say verbatim? You know, that was. I'm excited. I'm fired up about that. I thought I did really well. What do you mean fired up about what? You went in there and sparred this man for 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's trash.
Yeah, that sucks. That's crazy. Not even one takedown. Like he didn't. That's wild. What they do? Just he
If
just
you
sits
wanted
up.
to, that's what I'm saying. If you want to be in
Watching.
wrestling, yeah, it that yes. I'm gonna try to duck and come over with the overhand right. You have been found out after about the third or fourth time you've thrown that.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna want to pay to go see a Bo Nickel fight outside of you just want to go see some? If you want to go see a national wrestling and grappling, go sign up for your local national wrestling or whatever the hell. MMA. He even said he's like, oh, you guys just want to see Just Bleed. Yes, yes, and yes. Just bleed when you're fighting.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, come on, if you're in the UFC, you'd think they'd go out like all out and try to do some cool, wild shit.
Man, the analytic generation all about the stats generation. Let me
Mm-hmm.
just get the W. Like I said, it's not just the W, it's about how you get the W. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody excited to see Bo Nickel in his next fight. Somebody be like, oh, Bo Nickel's fighting in 2 months. Can I find something else to do when he's on my screen? Because I'm clearly not going to watch this man get down.
It's like Raquel and Julian.
Oh my God. Don't put them on the same fight card together.
Oh no, with Bo Nickel.
Oh. And they really think they out here doing something.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's
Yeah.
not. We're not trying to be out here just getting participation ribbons just because you showed up and did the thing.
Mm-hmm. But they put the work in.
Psh, you can not you could take that work right back because it was trash out here selling us freaking Five Below. The hell. Don't get me wrong, I like a good Five Below deal. Yeah, but it all depends on what you're getting. You can't get everything at Five Below.
Are Five Belows everywhere or just in Lawrence?
No, I think there was one they
Yeah.
had one in Minnesota when I was up there.
I got you.
Hmm. I was mad about that fight. I was like, man, the hype around this dude, and it's like, you really gonna come out here and like, okay, I'll give you the one time. I'll give you the one time, but then you come out twice in that. Now that seems like a pattern to me. That seems like that's what you do.
Yeah, because it is.
Yep. Now he needs to be in there with somebody who's gonna make him fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like no counters. Like he needs somebody who's gonna be offensive and wanting to beat his ass.
Talk to Dana.
Uncle
Get
Dana,
Deja. Get Deja on the
hey,
matchmaking.
call me up. Set Hunter down. Call you girl. We'll get it. We'll get it popping.
I bet you could throw a good card together.
I think I could.
Boxing and MMA.
Just let me watch some highlight reels,
Mm-hmm.
some other fights. Let me have the names pulled up like they do, and let me just like zone out.
Yeah. You and your dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. They need to be here. We put brackets, round robins and shit. Yeah. Watch out.
Yeah, never
Watch
know.
out, matchmaker. Cause give the people what they want.
Mhm.
Mm. So, speaking of what people, giving the people what they want, what did you think about the Charles Oliveira Michael Chandler fight?
It was a fun fight.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
That's like all I can remember. Is it was just a fun fight to watch.
It was. I am going to say though, I'm going to need people to start being honest with what they see. Okay? Like, why are we giving this dude, like, granted, okay, so I would say the first, like, 3 rounds, I'll give the first, like, half a round, the first of the first round, they're both feeling each other out, okay, whatever. But from round 1 to round 4, like the beginning of round 4, Oliveira was beating Chandler's ass. Like, this dude
Mhm.
looked, even if he says, no, I never stopped believing, I was out here, his body language looked like, you know how you, like the body language, like you just can't do nothing?
Mhm.
That's what it was, just like he looks frustrated. He looked, uh, discouraged.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
because he was just swinging, and he's so much shorter that his reach, like he wasn't reaching. He was just swinging for him.
yeah.
And
He,
Chandler's so strong too. Like his back is crazy.
I, he's testing clean. I'm like, how?
Mhm. Like I want to know what muscles those were because I don't know. I'm like, what muscles are making up his back? Because they're huge.
I
Where are
mean,
those
he's
at?
got those lats, you know,
Is that what
everything.
goes all the way down his back? Is the lat? You can
Well,
get
you
your
got your
lats that
lats like
big.
under, you got your wings, and then you got like
Mhm.
the, like coming down, like that strip your lower
Yeah.
back.
There's
Hmm.
no
But
way we
your
can.
traps up here that like go like your
Yeah.
chaps and go down.
Yeah. But how do you get your lats that big? Like, there's no way we could do that. Just
Yo,
rowing?
get on Josh's plan. He's got a
Yeah.
lot of butterflies,
Oh, those.
pull downs.
Yeah. All right. Noted.
Yeah. So yeah, it was like, I mean, Chandler, he showed up. Like I said, he had Oliveira hurt. I think it was in the 4th round. I almost thought, I was like, oh shit, like he's about to knock out Oliveira. So,
Mhm.
he was getting his ass beat up until that moment. And then, they came out and it was kind of competitive, but Oliveira got him down. I'd have to rewatch it, in all fairness. I'd have to rewatch
Yeah.
that last
Yeah,
round.
me too.
Because I keep seeing people being like, oh, that was the greatest last round I've ever seen. I'm like, was it? I've seen better. I'm not trying to diminish anything, but I'm like, are we really going to glaze this dude for getting up? He managed to get up. Oliveira had his back, and he just
Mhm.
got up and then just like slammed him twice. I'm like, okay. And he didn't break. Oliveira just rode him. So, oh,
Mhm.
that was so awesome. I'm like, okay, are we watching fucking monster trucks right now? Like I don't understand. What about that is so unbelievable?
Mhm. Yeah, maybe if it knocked him out, that would have been a cool finish, but no, he just held on like a backpack.
Like, all right, I'm not trying to hate. I'm just trying. It's not even I'm trying to understand. I just don't, and I'm not going to. Like,
Mhm.
what do you mean that was the greatest thing? Again, he showed grit. It's awesome. I would be super tired, right? You just fought for nearly 25 minutes. That just shows, okay, I'm not tired. Okay. Okay. You know what? And then why are we going to give this dude a post fight? I didn't understand that either. Why are since when have we given a post fight interview? That wasn't like the greatest fight we ever saw. This man literally was getting his ass beat, couldn't do nothing, getting styled on for at
Mhm.
least 3 rounds. And just because he came out like he did, we're gonna give him a post fight interview off of another loss. This is like lost 3 in a row. For what? I got questions.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot of questions. That's funny though.
But the champ has a name, even though the champ currently is Islam. But the champ has a name, and his name is Charles Oliveira. I always enjoy watching. I've loved watching him fight since the beginning. Like when he was like 19 years old
Oh
when he came
dang.
in. Yeah, he's just his technique is immaculate. I mean, the way he throws
Mm-hmm.
strikes, obviously his jiu-jitsu is super fun to watch. And I'd love to see another fight with like a rematch between him and Islam. I think like Islam is just a beast.
Yeah.
Um but Charles is he's just right there, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that gives him the number one contendership. I think it all just kind of depends on what happens with that Islam Armin.
I just Googled Charles. We have the same birthday.
Oh snap! Dang, he's a Libra too.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
let's go.
yeah. He's 35. Damn. So he's been in there since 19. That's crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been there for a hot second. He literally came from the gutter out here.
Yeah, yeah. That's wild.
Mm-hmm. So that was cool. Um. So what was your the parts that before you passed out? Well, no, you didn't
Mm-hmm.
even see it until the
Yeah,
end.
I only watched like Charles Oliveira and Chandler. Like that's the only full fight I watched yesterday, and then I fell asleep. I fell asleep for John Jones, and then beforehand I was just not paying attention.
That's fair. Well, I'll give you the assessment of the John Jones fight.
All right.
Uh, I mean, again, John Jones is John Jones. Despite what you think about him personally or whatever, he's that dude. And asterisk, I think that you could see age starting to catch up with him too. Again, like these people are
Mm-hmm.
not they're not young, even if we're young in civilian, like regular average Joe young, but not in combat sport kind of young. I want to say like I think John's 38 and I think Stipe like was 42. So
Mm-hmm.
they still are them, and you could just tell that they were noticeably a little slower.
Yeah. Yeah, all these fighters are getting old. It's wild. And they're still in the game. Like Holly
Mhm.
Holmes, they showed her last like goddamn Holly Holmes. She's
Holly gonna
42 too.
leave. She needs to get out, Holly. And she had a whole ass boxing career before that.
Before her MMA career?
Yeah, you didn't know how like
No.
yeah, she was a box got she was on the end of a vicious knockout.
Yeah,
You
I
should
didn't
put that
know
in your phone right now. Holly Holm gets knocked out in boxing.
that.
I can't believe you didn't know that. Yeah. One, that was why when she fought Ronda, I was like, I don't know why everybody is out here really thinks Ronda is gonna outstrike this boxer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that knockout, like she was already like the everybody let her down. It was bad,
Oh
right?
no, she got tied up in the ropes. She just like
Everybody.
shook it off. Damn, and then she got knocked out again.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody let her down. Her corner let her down. They should have thrown in the towel. The ref should have stopped that. Why are you gonna let homegirl get caught up in the ropes like that?
I can't believe I haven't seen that before. Yeah, that's rough. Damn, that's why Holly's looking so rough. I didn't realize she. I knew she did kickboxing, but I didn't realize she was a boxer before entering
Yeah.
MMA.
So yeah, these people that rode hard. They've hit the gravel road and been a running. And it's time to put the keys up at some point in time.
Uh,
Yeah, so like I said, John Jones is still that dude. He's still that
mhm,
dude. And like I said, I just and Stipe didn't like as much as people wanted to like. We don't want to see this fight. Like obviously, you're just like Stipe's just collecting a paycheck. Like Stipe came in and was in great shape. He came in heavier than John. With a like he had a nice like six pack or whatever.
mhm.
He didn't look out of shape. If anything, John looked more out of shape than Stipe just by the how he holds his weight.
Yeah.
And there's a couple times I thought that he could have maybe capitalized on some things to put John in trouble. I think had they fought in their prime, that same thing, it would have looked the same way. It just would have been faster.
Yeah. That's cool though. They still got the same styles. Or they still look the same, just a little slow down.
Yeah, and like I said, that's why I was like, I don't. People can call John like he's ducking Tom, and like I don't. If you're gonna stick around and be the heavyweight champion, you do need to fight the people in the division, and
Mm-hmm.
just bow out because Tom doesn't deserve that fight. In my personal opinion, John's done way too much. He is the GOAT. Again, perceptions, like people just don't be putting respect on people's accolades and whatnot. It was like when I was watching Whitney today. I'm gonna throw it in there because I want, like, because I'm gonna be petty. So I was talking to Emily about it when we were watching Whitney, and she sang like her first song ever, like solo, like she was back up for her mom for a while, and like she was just singing live. It was just like Taylor could never, Taylor could never hold a thought that there's any kind of comparison to a Whitney Houston. I'm not saying these conversations are happening, but there's conversations that have happened
Has
when it
somebody said
comes.
that to you?
They have compared her to Michael Jackson in terms of like the sales, and like I'm like, okay, but if we're
Mm,
talking about pure talent,
mm-hmm.
singing ability, you literally, like, you've done something to my insides because this is just so magical. They're they're not in the same conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Taylor was magical to me when I was 14.
And that's fair. Just like Backstreet Boys and the Spice Girls were magical to me when I was 6, 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But do I listen to them now and I'm like, dang, they were killing the singing. Not at all.
Mm,
Not at all. Everything has their place. That's just all I'm saying. But like perception wise will get you in trouble. So when I think about a John Jones, I'm like, so I feel like they're diminishing his GOAT status and like what he did when they're like, we'll fight Tom. But I'm like, you're also not doing yourself any justice, John Jones, by staying in the division and not fighting the the dude that is the dude in this division currently.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we're not going to sit here and say if he fought Tom, and even if Tom beat him, that somehow that doesn't make John Jones the go. He's 38 years old. He cleared
Yeah.
out the light heavyweight division of former champions. We're not talking about like no names and whatnot. He cleared that division out of former champions and
Yeah.
finished them.
Yeah. I had to Google who Tom Aspinall was.
My point exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. When was John Jones? Um, when was he fighting? Like what year? Do you know?
I like,
Like when he was big?
yeah, I mean, that was when my sophomore, like my fresh, like sophomore year of undergrad. So I think it was like 2007,
Dang.
2008.
Oh, that's
Yeah, like
wild.
around, like I said, I remember when he won the championship because I was watching it live. Forgot what bar I was in, but when they were showing the fight at the bar in Emporium, I went with one of my friends because he was fighting Shogun, my favorite fighter at the time. And then he just, like, my friend was telling me because he was a big UFC person. He was like, Shogun's about to get his ass beat. Like, it's not even gonna be close. I'm like, what are you even talking about? John hasn't even faced anybody like Shogun. I was deep.
Mm,
Boy, was I wrong. I was like, man, I'm probably gonna cry out here in the bar because I was like, just the way he beat my guy. But
yeah.
I remember that happening, and then he never lost it. And I was like, yeah, 2009, 2010.
Mhm.
And then he
Yeah,
was
they
just going through people.
yeah. I wish I would have been in UFC during those years, but I was pretty young.
You were a little one,
Yeah, I was a little more.
like 12, right?
Hmm.
12, 13.
For was I for yeah, 13, 14.
Yeah, Taylor Gang.
Yeah, Taylor.
beefing.
Yeah, I was into Taylor then, not UFC. Damn it.
You got to go through your phases.
Yeah,
It happens.
that's all right. I came back around.
Yeah, you did. Came back around the right time.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I could still be on Taylor. I'm not.
Yeah, you could exactly. Exactly. Um so that but so the fight, like I said, John was doing what John was doing in the fight. Stipe had some highlights, and then the ending. So what did you think about the ending? Because you did catch that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That spinning back kick to the body just dropped him.
It looked nasty too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't imagine the power behind that. Oh.
And he was almost like and it was like he caught him at like where you want to catch somebody in the extension, like not too close but not too far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of power behind that.
Yeah, I was just like, that's busted ribs and or busted ribs too, or a busted spleen.
Yeah. Ugh, I can't imagine your organs taking that impact.
Yeah, we thought it was the liver at first, but the liver's on the right, or the liver's on the right side. So
What's
it's
on
like,
your
man,
left side?
the spleen.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Like, damn.
Yeah, and seeing a big guy too just drop.
Yeah, crumbled. I mean, before that, he had taken a nice little 1-2 that looked like it hurt because
Hmm.
he had taken a shot to the eye and then he got hit with a clean
Yeah, I do remember that. I
straight.
saw that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. John was throwing a lot of clean punches. Like I think I can't remember his left or right hand, but he had a nice like fake and then boom, like just a straight punch.
Mm-hmm. Working those
Yeah.
feints.
Mhm. Yeah, it was fun. The last 2 minutes that I watched.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. So we'll see. We'll see what he has in store next time.
Yeah, you think he's gonna retire, or you think he's gonna?
I think he retires from the UFC.
Mhm.
If the UFC is not going to let him fight Alex Pereira, he's not outside. I don't think even if the price was right, I don't think he fights Tom Aspinall.
Mhm.
And so at that point, I'm like, I don't. There's. It would be like you. That's your last retire, and then set up a fight with Francis if he does that, or a boxing match. I think he's not done fighting, but I think he's done with UFC.
I got you. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yeah, we'll see. So, any more on UFC on your end on that?
No.
All right. Well, I pulled this up. Quick mention, because I had never heard of this before. I missed it last year. This is the second year, but the IBJJF holds the IBJJF crown, the crown, world class competitors battle for the throne, according to Flow Grappling. So, had you heard of this at
No.
all?
No. I saw Louisa posted something about it, and that's how I kind of heard of it, but this is my first time. Like I didn't know what it was until today, until you brought it up
Mm-hmm.
earlier.
Yeah, so it's an event that's happening as like we're recording right now. Um it's happening November 17th, so this Sunday. It is happens in Long Beach, California, the second edition of it. So as they have it identified here, prestigious event will feature 6 divisions, world-class jiu-jitsu athletes, so they're black belts, including world champions and top contenders. So you have 4 male and 2 female divisions. Each bracket consists of 8 athletes. And I believe they have a chance. Yeah, it's so the overall prize winnings is, I think it's over $250,000. So that's nice.
Mhm.
And I'm not looking up any real time results at the moment, but just to give you some. Oh, you are right. Like some, like they have champions who were listed on here. So last year in 2023, Louisa was the champ at women's
Oh.
lightweight, and we had Gabrielle Persona. She was the women's super heavyweight champ. So they both won last year for the
Mm-hmm.
women. And then for men, you had Samuel Nagy for the men's featherweight. Men's middleweight, you had Tannen Dalpra. Men's heavyweight, you had Felipe Andrew. And then men's ultra heavyweight, you had Eric Muniz. So they were all crowned last year. It looks like if in the future, like tickets range from 55 to $100, so not terrible.
Mm-hmm. Where's it at?
Long
Where did you
Beach,
say?
Long Beach, California.
Yeah, that'd be fun to go watch.
Yeah, so I won't say all the men. So the women, though, so women's lightweight, and that is competing at 141 pounds. They had Brianna St. Marie. Got to meet her when we went up to Pennsylvania this March. She's super quiet and nice. She worked with us on a Nogi workshop when we were in Pennsylvania, but she's competing. Um, Cassia Mora, Gabrielle McComb, Janie Fergoso, um, Janina Lebre. I'm butchering these names, I already know. Thynera, Victoria Assis, and Victoria Ferreira. They are all representing the women's lightweight bracket. And then you have the women's super heavyweight. Again, you have Gabriela Persona coming back for round two. You have Giovanna Jara, Isabelle Limos, Maria Vicentin, Mariah Custodio, Melissa Stricker, Nathalie DeJesus, and Tamara Silva. So great turnout, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
athletes, and yeah, that's going down right now. So gonna have to watch some replays on that on the flow grappling.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had flow.
Bow
I need
bow.
to. Yeah,
Yep, pull
I
it up,
wonder.
catch it.
Yeah, I want to see if it's on. I don't know.
Yeah. So that is going on now, and a couple of quick mentions. Um, that's coming out. So we have the legend Marcelo Garcia is coming out of retirement to join One Championship. So that would be interesting. No, he had a battle with
Oh dang,
cancer. What?
how old is he?
Oh, he's 41.
And he's going to be competing in jiu-jitsu for one, or
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
Yep, he'll be expanding submission grappling ranks with One Championship. I'm trying to see if they have when. I don't see a date on here, but
Yeah,
that'd be
that's
kind of
cool.
cool. He's
Yeah.
regarded as one of the goats,
Mhm. Yeah, that'd be
best to
fun to
ever
watch
do
him.
it, both gi and no gi.
Dang.
And
Yeah, they lost Mikey, but they got Marcelo Garcia to join. That's pretty sweet.
yeah, and mention because we got to work with Emily. I've got to meet her a few different times. She's always nice, and Michaela and I got to do a workshop or a seminar with her back in Wisconsin last year.
Mhm.
But Emily Guac, awesome. So she's affiliated with Marcela Garcia, and she recently had just gotten her fourth degree uh, awarded by him this year. So that was
Yeah.
like
Oh,
two months ago.
dang. Oh, that's wild.
hmm So pretty cool.
Mhm. Was he her do you know if he was her coach then? Like, did she train at his gym? How are
Yeah,
they? Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know
that's
how long, but I mean, if that's her affiliation, I mean that's where she started.
mhm. Oh, that's
hmm
pretty sweet.
Yeah. So shout out. Excited to see some of the results of that, and then whenever his match gets announced, I'll watch that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Anything else? Any other boxing, MMA, grappling news coming up?
Not really, nothing new. There were fights yesterday in Kansas City that
Hmm.
homegirl Jenny was on.
Oh, homegirl Jenny, how'd she do?
She got TKO'd first round.
Dang,
I know,
bummer.
homegirl. Yeah, I wanted to watch it, and then I read that. It's like, oh, Jenny.
At least you gotta get out there.
I keep waiting for her to come back.
You gotta get back in the gym. Gotta get back to training.
She's just such a goober. I want her to thrive, but uh,
You go back, lick your wounds, come back better next time.
we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah.
but Synergy was yesterday. What else is coming up? We got. Gotta find my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, we I guess FAC. That's another fight card. That's in December 6th, and then everything's just in December. We kind of passed a lot of November stuff. The Orbit Submission Series. That's the one I'm doing. That'll be December 7th, and then we got Nogi Worlds December 11th. That's about it.
Okay. Had to get on a nerd cluster.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
They're so good. Family size. Oh yeah. So, um, have you decided if you are gonna check out Worlds or not?
Mm, probably not.
I get it. I hear you.
Yeah,
It's
like I want to, but probably shouldn't.
you got to be smart out here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a process to the plan.
Yeah.
There's gonna be stuff at the beginning of the year. I know you're still kind of waiting, and to be honest, that might be a lot too. Just trying to
Mm-hmm.
you have your match on Saturday, and then in Iowa, and then trying to travel, work stuff, wrestling, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I'd just be too busy. It'd just be too much. Like I don't like doing that many things at a time. I like to space things out, so
Yeah,
I might pass on that. It'd be fun. Like I kind of want to do it, but I probably shouldn't do it.
I hear you.
What about you? What are you thinking?
Here's my thought. I was like, if I'm gonna be solo, I'm not gonna go. That's a definite.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also like financially,
Mm-hmm.
should I do it? Even though I want to do it, you know?
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling too.
Because I'm like, I gotta, gotta plan for some stuff at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to be smart out here in these streets. So nothing's
Yeah.
finalized, but that's where I'm leaning. I was like, if there were still some people going for sure, I'd be like, okay, I'd be more prone to be like, I probably shouldn't, but I'll probably still go, kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. But like I said, if I'm just gonna for sure be solo, like I'm not gonna make a solo trip.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's where I'm at. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. We still got time.
Still got a little time. It's marinating. So
All right.
all right,
Well,
keep me posted.
yeah. If I'm feeling impulsive, I might. I don't
You
know.
just let me know
All right.
before you hit anything. Hey, this is what's going on in my brain.
Yeah, I need to see when the registration ends.
Yeah,
'Cause I don't
may
know.
have
We
missed
might.
that one.
Yeah.
No, we didn't miss it, but I know we're in late registration at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forget how expensive it is just to sign up for the tournament. It's probably at least $150 just to sign up for the
It's like
tournament.
160.
Yeah, not 170. Mm.
Marinate.
All right. We could
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, I'll marinate on it.
Marinate.
Oh, because I want to do it, but
I mean, there's also
yeah.
like some big ones coming up at the beginning of the year that,
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, it's not going to be no-gi worlds, but at the same time, it'll be like, we don't have to go back to Vegas. We can go somewhere else, uh,
Yeah.
like Pans comes up. I mean, it would be gi, but that was always in Florida. There's some other stuff
No, that'd
earlier in
be
the
fun.
year.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
like
go Florida.
Dan always goes to Florida.
I'd be down for that.
That was when I was just walking around Disney Resort and didn't even know where I was. I was like, that
Really?
was when yeah, because I was solo. I was solo, but I wasn't because like Dan ended up leaving early, and then like my flight got delayed, so it was just like hanging out by myself the whole day.
Damn.
I mean, it was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Outside of the time I almost passed out because I like hadn't eaten. I was just walking around and like with my big jujitsu bag, and I like swayed. I was like, oh shit, we better need to sit down and
Like
eat some
it.
trail mix.
Just soloing out there, passing out.
Yeah, it was real.
Yeah, let's think about that one.
Yeah, I'll be down.
All
It
right.
said I get a little more like planning, right? Not trying to do
Mm-hmm.
that in the middle of wrestling and like all of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I need to focus on wrestling and and know what I can and can't do just based around the season.
Yep. So check it out. Like I said, marinate. We'll get it figured out. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
harping on it too much.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I'm just focusing on this one match and then I'll see what comes up after that.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, that's some stuff coming up. As Michaela said, we're pretty much through November. This here and
Yeah,
left. Stuff coming up in December, and we'll have some other announcements for y'all next week. Maybe help some funds out for some high school ladies, but
yeah.
we'll give you the deets on that next time. All right. Anything else before we get to our topic and Zen?
No, the topic's
Oh,
a fun one.
yeah, it is. Well, like I said, this came to mind because I've been in my tinfoil hat this week, and more so because of after what I saw and confirmation and how other like just how I saw people react from the Tyson fight. I was like, we are living in an interesting world right now.
Mm-hmm.
AI, internet, I can see something, and if I don't want it to be that or believe it, I can just go ahead and reject it. That's just kind of where we're at in today's society. So that was the inspiration. So, topic of the week, don't lie to your eyes. So, in a time where reality can be easily manipulated, be careful out here and not letting what you want to see dictate what you are seeing. Thoughts off the top of the dome with that one.
Yeah, my first thought was you're calling me out. Um,
Dang.
Yeah, because I do this. I kind of see the world through rose-colored glasses, like I kind of see the good in things and kind of I don't like choose to ignore, but I kind of ignore the bad. So I'm like, I feel like you're calling me out right there.
I wasn't, but if you feel some type of way, message might be
Yeah,
for you.
maybe.
Well, I think it's important to note though, that's a strength. You have to see the positive and stuff. You can't be
Hmm.
over here being all pessimistic and just seeing no opportunity and shit, right?
Hmm.
So it's no fault of that at all. While it can be right if my and you're an artist, so you have to in a sense like have that for some creativity.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
And
right.
but I would also say right because everybody has their own different types of expression of art, as you know.
Hmm.
So being able to also tap into that darkness of when you can't express, you can't articulate, you don't have the words for it, it can come out in that artistry. And
Hmm.
it's not being pessimistic or it's not staying within that particular perception or whatever, but it's more so acknowledging and still staying true to yourself
Hmm.
and still being optimistic because you're not going to not be an optimistic person. That's just not you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about you? Do you see things a certain way? Do you know that? Like, do you do
Oh
that?
yeah, 100%. We all do it.
Mhm.
Um, we can't like that's just what we're going to do because I'm me and you're you, right? So we only have I only have my perspective, and I can get other different people's perspectives, different experiences and whatnot. And I'm still the one experiencing said perceptive. So how I want to acknowledge, engage, reject, dissect, or whatever that might be, that is up to me on how I'm kind of living that out there. And I think that it's the confirmation bias, right? Like we're more prone to reject things that don't, if we're perceiving something isn't something, because I just don't want to admit that this is what's actually sitting in this space and this is how I'm reacting to it and this is how I'm internalizing it or whatever, and I'm not just being honest with it, that has potential to be dangerous.
Mhm.
Right? Because then you're just rejecting other perspective or other or a different
Yeah.
perception, or right, or your perception is altering the reality of what's going on. Like we talked about with Tyson, people perceive, like my eyes are seeing 30 seconds of this dude just annihilating his sparring and his training. We see it
Mhm.
too, right?
Mhm.
Versus also what we also understand in context of like the perception of like, yes, this is Mike Tyson. Yes, he's a world beater. And again, this is an almost 60-year-old person who also had a major medical event 3 months prior to that. If you all think this is going to go the way that you want it to go just because you're perceiving in a certain way, well, that's where reality is not the case. And let's say Jake Paul didn't want to pull his punches or go easy on him. We could have, like I said, could have been witnessing something potentially very dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been bad.
Yeah. Or, right, we see it all the time with athletes. Just athletes, and it's really hard to retire or,
Mhm.
like tell yourself, like, hey, this is not my lane. This is not what I need to be doing with myself. We see it with fighters all the time.
Oh yeah.
Aging catches up to them. It's like, okay, hey, like you should have retired like 10 fights
Yeah.
ago, but then maybe they did really well and like fight 8 or 9. They're like, oh, I can still go
Mhm.
on that journey. It's just like that's their perception. And like I said, I've done it. And there's been times, and I'm still young, even though I'm like on the second end of
You're
30
young.
now. Yeah. But I have noticed that there have been times where I didn't react as quickly as my mind wants me to react with certain things.
Mhm. Yeah.
Subtle, but it's noticeable.
Mhm. Yeah, I haven't experienced that yet.
So it's like, again, perception. I know my lane. I know my lane. I know what I don't need to be doing. I know what I need to be doing.
Mhm. Yeah, I wonder if fighters, if they're told like, "Hey, like you should probably chill out and think about retiring." I wonder if they like do have good friends that are telling them that and they refuse to listen, or I don't know.
I
Uh,
would hope so.
Like, cuz your perception, I think being a fighter, your perception's probably pretty crazy. Like being a fighter in general, like you have to think you're the best to do what you're doing. So I don't know. I wonder how people get through to fighters because we still have like Holly Holmes is still fighting at 42. Like fighters are fighting later and later. And I wonder if they have like good people there being like, hey, you need to slow down and they're not listening or they just don't have that support to tell them to back off.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. Like I want to be done by like 35. Like that's my goal. Like if I'm
Damn.
feeling good, maybe 36, but like I don't want to have that crazy mindset to where I feel like I could do anything no matter what age.
Yeah. That is like an interesting you bring up a really good point. That is an interesting kind of switch that you have to do or you have to make because as a fighter or just like I think not just a fighter, just any like I think any athlete in general, you have to have
Mhm.
confidence. If you almost in some instance like yes, as a fighter, you have to have blind confidence because if I really think that I'm going to go in here and get knocked out, that's literally what's going to happen to me. I'm going to be gun
Mhm.
shy or whatever. So I have to be out here like young Conor McGregor, believe in everything, manifest. I
Yeah.
am the best. You ain't gonna say nothing. You can't touch me. Like, yes, you have to do that. And I think that, when you are aging or when even maybe competition catches up to you and you're not being real with yourself, like, hey, maybe it's time to, obviously keep your coach, but maybe it's time to maybe branch out or look at something else or maybe try
Mhm.
something new. I imagine it would be very difficult to break what you made into an automatic part of your thinking because
Yeah.
you had to.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's probably hard for, like, the friends and the support group to be like, "Hey, you need to chill out," but got that drive in them. So I wonder how hard it is for fighters to realize they need to slow down
Yeah.
or
I bet.
retire.
Yeah. Hey, we again like the average human egos, we get it too. Like
Yeah,
early, I think it was
yeah,
earlier this year or last year, Kevin Hart literally like blew out his whole abdomen because
mhm,
he thought he could outrun this. I think I don't know if he was retired or if he was just like an off camp like NFL running back. Like, one, bro, you're in your 40s.
mhm,
Even if you're in amazing shape, like, you really think that you're gonna outrun this man because you thought you pushed your body even past the limit where it literally like it just fell out in a wheelchair and shit, just trying to win a race. Perception
mhm,
was not the reality.
mhm. Yeah, that's wild to think about.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah.
Or when people look at like when people watch jujitsu, right? Or they're watching if
Mhm,
they're like, just get up. Like, I don't understand. Like, this is so easy. And it's like, again, perception versus what the reality is. Like, it looks a certain way, but until you actually are feeling it, and you understand,
mhm.
it's not that easy. I want to stand up too. Shit. Yeah.
Rabbit
Crazy
raccoon
time.
on your back.
That you think if I that would happen if I really was like, just don't happen right now. I
Mhm,
wish, but it doesn't. It doesn't. And like I said, if we go to the confirmation, but just because something makes you feel a certain way, don't lie to yourself. Like I
mhm.
said, it's like it's not letting what you want to see alter what you are seeing.
Yeah, how do you change your perspective if you're stuck seeing a certain way and it's not like the truth behind the situation? How do you change that perspective
I
without,
think you got to be.
because
Oh,
you need
good.
to understand, like you need to understand more to be able to change your perspective. But like, I don't know, somebody watching jujitsu saying just stand up, like they're not gonna get that you can't do that unless they train jujitsu for a couple of years.
I think that's what it is, though. I think it's accept your perspective, but you have to be able to get exposure and experience into other perspectives so you understand, right? It's just like
Mhm.
exposure. Like, I'm not exposed to everything in the world, so I'm only going to have a perspective from my experiences or like how this goes about certain things. However, my exposure to other people and their other ways of thinking doesn't mean that that is now my perspective. It's just hearing a different perspective and understanding there's other things out
Mhm.
there.
So just kind of letting your ego, like putting your ego to the side and accepting other points of
Hmm.
view and perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's accepting other people's experiences that I haven't
Mhm.
had. But again, like I said, just be like my perception. And if somebody else's perspective is making you feel some type of way where you're like, well, I can't have my perspective, or my perception makes me feel shame or guilty, and now I'm going to reject said other person's perception. Now we're not
Mhm.
basing reality; we're basing how I feel because that didn't make me
Yeah.
feel good. That's problematic.
Mhm.
So call yourself out. Have good people around you. Know when to say when as an athlete. Know your lane. Know how to train.
Yeah. I was just reading back um the topic, don't lie to your eyes. Like, that's hard because today there's so much stuff that's fake and not real. Like, we're seeing just so, like, who knows what's real? You know? If it's not physical and in front of you, like, who knows like, whatever you're looking at, if it's real.
It's hard. Yeah, because
And
there's too much information.
mm-hmm. Yeah, everything on social media. Like, you don't know. Somebody might be saying something that sounds right, but you don't know if it's actually true unless you do your own research and Google things. But then again, like, you Google something, Google might not be giving you the real answer either.
People look you dead in your face and be like, "Yeah, but like ChatGPT and AI told me this," and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"All right, Wikipedia. I got all off of Wikipedia. I put
Mm-hmm.
that fact up there yesterday."
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy. Like, we got to go back to books, like old written books to try to find the truth. But even then, who wrote the book? Did they know what they were talking about?
that part. Yep. So get your knowledge. Be open. Drop the ego. And like I said, that's the sad part. A lot of people, a lot of kids or whatever, are going to be watching Jake Paul or watching Jake Paul and being like, he beat Mike Tyson, like he's just this world
Mm-hmm.
beater, he's the GOAT. Legacy Canelo's just scared of him, and will fully believe that.
Yeah, I can see that little 10-year-old being like, "Yeah, Jake Paul."
Jeez, terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Be smart out here, though. Accept, acknowledge, adopt. Perception can change, um, and your perception and the way you go about that can have profound impacts on other people. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just to be mindful. Well, this is my perception and this is my reality. So F you. And it's like, okay. And what impact does that have outside?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, who are you influencing around you?
Mm-hmm. Got to be responsible.
Mm-hmm. Dang. Too many people out here being wild.
Yeah. We just holding on. We holding on. All right. Anything else with that before we slide
S-
on into Zen?
Swerve our way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get into the Zen.
Zen. Okay. Well, Zen talk. Fake protection in the perception is exactly how it reads,
Mm-hmm.
or how I just read it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So perspective within your reality is important and it's valid, while it can be dangerous to get lost in the abyss of your own bias and what you want it to be true, or what you want to be true. So um, you can want something to be true so bad in your perspective that you're unwilling to even hear somebody else's perspective. It does not even necessarily saying that yours is wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know a lot of people like that. Sadly.
Same.
Yeah. And you can't talk to those people either that are just fully set in their own ways and they don't even want to listen to your perspective. And that's hard to be around when people don't even want to see how you see things because they only see things their way. And that's the only thing they care about.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because they don't want to
Wild.
sit with whatever feeling you've tapped into on your experience.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
Gotta
Yeah.
you gotta accept it.
Yeah. People need to be more open minded. Like
Yeah.
us on this pod, we're pretty open minded.
Way conscious out here. Mm-hmm. And we just be talking. You got to talk to
Mm-hmm.
people who are different to you than you.
Yeah.
Train with people, right, who are different than you. Train with new people. Look at just different ways of how people go about stuff. Like we talked about in jiu-jitsu, like there's an arm bar and the closed guard arm bar, but everybody doesn't set it up the same. Everybody has different body types, different ways of having to go about, different things. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily
Mm-hmm.
wrong. It's just a different perception and whatnot. But you also can't get so enmeshed in that being like, well, this is the only way you can do it.
Yeah.
Right. So then you just reject everything else. And that's just not productive for anybody.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear Roxy barking?
She lit. She lit
Yeah.
right now. Somebody outside.
Now the neighborhood dogs are barking.
Ah, what up, homies? That's
Yeah.
what she said.
She's probably still freaking out. Whoa.
Yeah. But hey, open your mind, open your heart. It's okay if there's a difference of opinion. And very important and here, the difference of opinion does or perspective does not dismiss you from the impact that said perception can potentially have.
You want to repeat that one? You lost me.
You're like, what? What? What I was saying, like, so I'll repeat that again, meaning like your perception, because that's your experience, your perspective is valid and that right in your opinion or whatnot, like this is my perception, this is my reality of that, and that very much is yours to own, and that does not dismiss you if said perspective or perception opinion in the way that it's engaged or acted out, you are not dismissed from the potential negative impact
Hmm.
that it may have.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just be like, well, this is my perception,
Yeah.
f you, da da da. And it's like, okay, well, if that perception is then causing you to engage behaviorally in ways that are not only destructive for you internally, even if you don't think of it at that point or not, but it's destructive externally, you are responsible and accountable for how said perspective shows up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like people don't want to take responsibility though.
At all. You
They're like,
have
oh
to.
well. Yeah, you should.
Too many people just want to say shit or do shit and be like, why do I need to have these consequences? I'm like, because that's just there's always a cause and effect.
Mm-hmm.
So be mindful out there, y'all. Again, this is not a quote. These are my own words here of perspective within your reality is important and valid, while it can be dangerous to get lost in the abyss of your own bias and what you want to be true.
Deja Jackson.
That's right. Bam. Quote me. I do have another actual quote, but that was my quote.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you marinating on that one, aren't you? You're like, dang.
Yeah. I feel like I just need to sit and think. I'm like I'm getting a little tired to where my brain is just working slow.
No, that's okay. You've had a long day, but we're at the end now. I think that's a perfect segue to our quote then.
Yeah.
Yeah, get Michaela snuggled in so she can go to another day with Airhead.
I gotta
Not
go
go
back
out.
tomorrow.
It's
Oh.
okay. You gotta make it through
Yeah.
because we are continuing to build our sequoias to where she's not even gonna be
Mm-hmm.
in your orbit or ecosystem.
Yeah, Airhead's not gonna be in my garden.
Not at all. Not at all. Uh, all right. Well, with that said, got us a quote here. The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. Carl Jung.
Nice. Like it.
Yeah, yeah. Two times. I repeat. The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. Carl Jung.
That just made me think of how Nikki's shoes would pinch our feet.
100%. I kept putting my feet up against hers yesterday because every time I see her feet, I'm like, they're so tiny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet my hand is about Nick just tied to Nikki's foot.
Oh, 100%. Again, I don't know how you stand up, Nikki, because every time you stand, I'm like, how are you not leaning forward?
Mm-hmm.
I think I had Nikki size feet when I was in like second grade. They
Damn.
may have been bigger actually.
Yeah, what size does she wear? Like
I don't
5 or
know.
6?
I think she wears like a 5. I know she's gonna shaking her head right now. She'd be like, actually, I wear a size.
5.5.
Fact check us on it later, Nikki.
Let us know in the comments, Nikki.
Let us know in the comments what size shoe do you wear. Oh, all right. Well, another good one.
Yeah. Number 18.
18 out here. Dang. And when we record the next one, we are officially going to be in our villain era, as this
Sweet.
will complete its transition as of Tuesday, November 19th. So
All right. We'll be
excited.
different. We'll be
Yeah, we
different
will.
next week.
We won't even know, y'all. So we appreciate you all again. Episode 18 of Chokes and Consciousness. This is Deja,
This is Michaela.
and we will talk to y'all next time.